So welcome to the laboratory. Today our experiment is manual control of reactive power of a induction machine. So here we are going to do that. We have a squirrel cage induction machine and we will control its power factor through the capacitor bank, and when we will increase the capacitor bank we will observe how the power factor changes from capacitor bank value 0 to its maximum limit, and how its current through flowing to the inductor it changes. We will see in this experiment. So before that we just have to see what are the apparatus required for this experiment. Apparatus what we are going to use. So first apparatus will be our 3-phase power supply unit. So here if you will see that here from here we can get the 3-phase power supply, and we have a MCB and we have a switch for that, and here the indicator which will show the 3-phase supply is available or not. Then we have a voltmeter which will show our voltage we can use across any line terminal, and we have a power analyzer. So this power analyzer can show you the 3-phase voltage, 3-phase current and 3-phase power factor and energy. All power parameters we can view from this power analyzer. And including this apparatus we need a ammeter. This is a moving iron ammeter, and we have a 2 terminal of that. Then we can have a power meter. So here we can measure the 3-phase power, and thereafter we have a switchable capacitor bank. Here 4 switches are there. So here we have a 4 capacitor bank switches. So if we turn on these switches, then correspondingly the capacitance of the line will increase, and this switch is also named as battery level in our manual. Then we have a power factor meter. Here we can measure the power factor in this meter. Then from this we have our main apparatus, that is the induction machine. This is the induction machine, 3-phase squirrel cage induction machine, and this is coupled with a magnetic power brake, so that whenever we want to load this machine mechanically, then this unit will provide the mechanical load or mechanical torque to this induction machine. And this is a magnetic power brake. So if you will see the terminal, we have a 4 terminals. So here as per this diagram we have a switch, limit switch, that is this 2 terminal, and this is a L plus L minus. So what we will do, we will give DC supply to this from the control unit of this magnetic power brake, and by getting this DC supply or by the magnitude of DC supply it will apply the brake to this induction machine. And next and last apparatus, that is the magnetic power brake control unit. So from here if you will see this L plus and L minus, we have to give DC supply to the magnetic power brake, and here if we will control the torque from this switch, then automatically this is a fully closed loop control. So automatically this will adjust that how much torque we want to apply. Depending on that torque it will provide the corresponding voltage. So here this is the torque meter or the mechanical load meter. This will show you the torque in Newton meter, and here also speed measurement display is there. So here we can measure the speed directly from the magnetic power brake. So this is the apparatus we are going to use. So next we will proceed for the connection, what we are going to do as per the circuit diagram. So if we will see the circuit diagram, then the power supply is coming from 3-phase power supply unit and it is going to the circuit breaker. So here if we will see, then we have a line 1 from the power supply unit, line 2 from the power supply unit, and line 3. This will go to the circuit breaker, but instead of circuit breaker we will give through the power analyzer, so that whatever power it is drawing we can measure the power and measure the power factor also. So we are giving this 3-phase line 1, line 2, line 3 from the 3-phase power supply unit to the power analyzer. Then from the output of the power analyzer we will connect the circuit breaker. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this output is coming to the circuit breaker line 1, line 2, line 3 and line 4. Then from the output of the circuit breaker, line 1 and line 2 is going directly to the capacitor bank, and line 3 is connected to a ammeter, then power factor meter and wattmeter. So line 1 and line 2, these two will go directly to capacitor L1 and L2. Then line 3, this one, and the neutral. This line 3 will go to the ammeter plus, and the neutral will go directly to the capacitor bank neutral N. Next, if we will see the circuit diagram, from the ammeter it is going to power meter. So from the ammeter it is going to power meter, and in the power meter you can see O as a input, I as a output, and U as a neutral. So this U will be connected to the neutral, and this I it will go to the power factor meter. Then from the power factor meter I terminal, it will come to capacitor bank line 3. So line 3, and U of power factor meter will be connected to the neutral. Then from the output of capacitor bank, as you can see in the circuit diagram, we are getting 3 terminal, line 1, line 2 and line 3, and these 3, line 1, line 2 and line 3, these 3 will come to the induction machine, squirrel cage induction machine, through a ammeter. So for that we are having a ammeter in the top, and from the ammeter this will come to the induction machine terminal. So as you can see here, we have a 3 winding terminals available, like 2, 2, 2. So if we will see the specification of this induction machine, we can see that in delta we can give 220 volt 4.3 ampere, in star we can give 380 volt 2.49 ampere, and its rated speed is 2850 rpm and its power is 1.1 kilowatt. So now here we will connect these 3 terminals, like line 1, line 2 and line 3 to the U1, U2, W2 and V2. Similarly, another U1, W1 and V1 will be short circuited. So here we will connect in star, not in delta. So we will connect the induction machine in star, so that because our supply unit is having a supply of 400 volt, so which is nearly equal to 380 volt. So that's why we have to connect in star. So that's why we have given three terminal of the winding U2, W2 and V2, and U1, W1, V1 is short circuited to form the neutral. So this total is a star connected induction machine. So its maximum current rating is 2.5 and voltage is 380 volt, which is our power supply 400 volt. And then we will connect the magnetic power brake unit. So here you can see this is the L plus and this is the L minus. So this is the thermal switch. So when this will be overloaded, so it will detach the power supply. If we will connect the power supply through this switch, so what we will do, we will use the, so you can see we are giving negative here and the positive here, and this positive through switch it is going to the L plus of the magnetic power unit brake unit. Now if you will see the brake control unit, we are having two terminal, that is L plus and L minus. So you can use that directly. So this is the L plus and this is the L minus. So as you can see here, we have a control unit which is set for external control. So we have to change this to internal control, and if we will press the start unit, then it will apply the corresponding voltage to maintain the corresponding torque. So whatever torque we have to maintain, that we can adjust through this switch. So if we will rotate this switch, so this will adjust the voltage and indirectly it will adjust the torque which will be applied to the squirrel cage induction machine. So this is all about our connection. Now we will proceed for the experiment procedure. So now we will perform the experiment. So as per the procedure that we have already completed the circuit diagram connection, and we have to turn on the power supply of single phase power supply of ammeter and power analyzer and circuit breaker, so which is already turned on. That's why the LED indicator of power meter and the power factor meter it is showing that. And then we have to turn on the 3-phase power supply unit from this switch, because already MCB is turned on. So we have turned on the 3-phase power supply unit. So here that each voltage we are having 230 volt, it is showing that in the power supply that is available. Now we will turn on the machine through the circuit breaker, and thereafter we will note down the current, that is motor current, and the current from the supply, that mains current. So there is two ammeter is there, one ammeter will tell you the mains current, another ammeter will tell you the motor current, and the Q, which is reactive power taken by this machine, will be shown by this power meter. So this power meter is already set for the reactive power position, like this switch is set to position Q. So that's why this value will be the reactive power value in VAR. And similarly, if we will turn on the circuit battery terminals, this is the capacitor bank terminals, then one by one if we will turn on according to our procedure, so it will feed the particular amount of reactive power which is mentioned in our observation table, that if we will turn on switch 1, so this is the battery level 1 or switch 1, this is battery level 2, so battery level 1 will give us 90 VAR of reactive power, capacitive reactive power. Similarly, if we will turn on 1 and 2, it will give you 270, and similarly it will increase if we will increase more switches, and that how much reactive power, capacitive reactive power it can feed, it is already given in our manual. So now before turning on that, in our observation we are having two observation table. So one observation table, that is the no load operation, where we are not having any load, so that's why the torque applied to this machine will be the 0, that is 0.2 Newton meter, because this machine is connected to this unit. This is not giving any extra load, but its own unit will produce 0.2 Newton meter of torque for the machine. So now we will turn on the power supply and we will observe its current, power, reactive power and the power factor. So you can see now these switches, these green switches will able to turn on the machine if we will turn on this switch. So now you can see the machine is rotating, and here if you will see, here it is showing us so here this extra load power is stopped, so it is showing us 0.2 Newton meter. So now this is a no load, and we will apply the capacitor bank position, and correspondingly we will measure the current. Now at 0 capacitor bank, you can see all capacitor bank are turned off. So the motor current, that is 1 point, this is on 2.5 scale, so bottom one, so 1.45, and here also 1.45 is the current that is coming from the mains. Similarly, if we will turn on the battery level 1, so as you can see, if we will turn on the battery level 1, so it is taking 300 var of reactive power. So this is showing QL 300. So if we will turn off this one, it will increase to 330. So this is 330. So 300 something. Then if you turn on the battery level 1, so this will decrease. Similarly, if you turn on another battery level, this will decrease. Similarly, if you turn on another, this will decrease. And our power factor also, we can able to measure from this unit also. So as you can see, we are measuring power factor on phase number 3, so which is 0.54 lagging. This is inductor, so this is 0.54 or 57 lagging. Similarly, if we increase the battery level, then you can see the power factor is improved, and this is going to capacitor power factor, that is 0.7 leading. And in this position, you can see that the motor current remains same 1.45, but the supply current that is going to the machine, it is reduced to less than 1 ampere, that is 0.9 ampere. So if we will take the observation as per our observation table, then we will have a graph of like this. Then after getting the first observation, we have to turn off the machine, and we have to turn off all the position of the capacitor bank, and next we will go to apply the 2 Newton meter torque to the machine. So now we will turn on the machine once again, and we will apply here, we can start and we can apply the torque of 2 Newton meter. So if we will increase this dialer, it will tell that how much torque this machine is loaded or taking. So this is 2 Newton meter. So now this machine is loaded with 2 Newton meter, and similarly we can turn on the capacitor bank one by one according to our observation, and we will note down the power factor from this, and we will note down the reactive power from this, supply current from this, and the motor current from this ammeter. This power factor meter is not showing any value. Okay. So if we will proceed for the experiment according to our observation, then we will have a graph like this.